Basically, I've been tracking these kind of mini cycles on Bitcoin on the daily chart over the last, I would say, I don't know, month and a half maybe. And as you can see, each mini cycle is either kind of like a big up move or a big down move. And then in between those mini cycles, we kind of have this resetting period. And we are kind of approaching the end of this resetting period with the next mini cycle set to start sometime around August 9th. Maybe it'll be August 8th. So like either this Friday, this Saturday, sometime over the weekend, who knows? That's just what it seems to be. And as I pointed out in yesterday's video, when we have the daily RSI that's this oversold, that suggests that we're going to get basically a bounce rather than a continuation lower, which basically means that the chances of this next mini cycle being to the upside is high, because again, prices are already so oversold that the chances of there being a continuation lower is just low from an RSI perspective. You might be thinking, okay, but why does that matter? Long story short, guys, is because as I had been predicting for a while now, is that we would get a pullback in August, and I will reiterate for the third time that, I was forecasting a rally in crypto going into late July, early August. Obviously that didn't materialize, but what we got instead was this August pullback that I had been forecasting as coming. Well, again, I expected it to happen sometime in the middle of August. It came kind of like at the beginning of August, and my prediction there was that would be probably triggered by something related to tariffs, which it was, and that this would have to do primarily with stocks, that when stocks would get a pullback, that would be the thing that would cause a pullback in crypto, which is exactly what we saw. And then basically in terms of the recovery, I was predicting that the launch of GPT-5 would be the catalyst that would take stocks higher, as well as crypto, because of course crypto is highly correlated to stocks, and these major stock indices, they're basically, tracking essentially the largest tech stocks, which are driven by AI. I know it's a little bit like convoluted, but point being is that the launch of GPT-5 is likely to take tech stocks higher, and that's going to take stocks higher in general, like stock indices like the S&P 500. We can actually see here, zooming in on the daily, we have the Bollinger Bands, of course, my favorite indicator. You can see that, yes, there was a nasty drop, and even when we zoom out to the weekly, and this is part of why I'm still like leaning and thinking that like this week could still turn out to be red. Who knows, maybe GPT-5 is going to be a nothing burger. Yes, there's other catalysts. If GPT-5 turns out to be a nothing burger, there's a whole bunch of other stuff to watch, like CPI, which will probably come in lower than expected. Again, we'll cross all those bridges when we come to it. But basically it still looks like, from a weekly perspective, whether it's stocks or crypto, it still looks like this week is going to close in the red, which is why I'm kind of cautious here. But that being said, if we zoom into the shorter term timeframes, like everything's looking really good, like especially on stocks here. It's reclaimed the Bollinger Band moving average on the daily. It looks like it had a bullish close yesterday on Wednesday. So it looks like we're going to get a continuation higher here. And of course, GPT-5 would be the catalyst for that potentially. But of course, because it's going to be announced so late, 10 a.m. Sorry, it's not 10 p.m., 10 a.m. As you guys can see, like I've been running around like a headless chicken. 10 a.m. So I guess that's going to be later today regardless. But anyways, point being is that later today, it looks like we're going to get GPT-5, and that's probably going to take stocks higher in the next couple of days. And that should, of course, translate to crypto prices going higher.